Let's talk about a toxic relationship.
Yes, y'all. And, let me play the little video because, me and Shayla a little parched. We've been talking a lot. So here's a little pre recorded. Safaree and Erica Mena are back at it again with their drama on full blast. Safaree wants to lower his child support payments to Erica, which are currently set at a little over $4,000 a month. But that kicked off a firestorm of drama. Erica has been calling him a deadbeat for the longest, and to defend himself, Safaree dropped a 30-minute vlog where he talked about their situation and even showed surveillance footage of him and Erica getting into a heated argument while their children watched. Erica was even caught on camera hopping a fence and banging on Safaree's window at 5 a.m. Erica fired back, dismissing the footage as old news from 2023 and countered with more recent receipts. She also accused Safaree of violating her body and attempting to reconcile in May of 2024. To prove he lies about her, Erica sent nude pictures of Safaree to his mother and sister, justifying her actions by saying it exposed his lies. The social media feud has since cooled down, but Erica posted on her Instagram, "I am determined to rely on the justice system to navigate these proceedings. Trusting that it will guide us to a fair and just resolution, we are blessed with two beautiful children who deserve a stable and nurturing environment. As I move forward, I will continue to prioritize their long-term well-being and future happiness." End quote. And while we wait to see how things unveil, let us share our thoughts on what we've seen so far. Yeah. I'm sorry. As terrible as the situation is, I busted out laughing when I saw her pull out that ladder because, sir, girl, where you bring the ladder from? Why are you climbing the fence? Why are you banging on the window?
My whole thing is, what do you think you're gonna gain from this? If your end goal was to remain getting child support, do you think that this is gonna help the situation? For Safaree's like defense, how do you think this is gonna make you look? Like, I think it's so embarrassing. You bringing this footage, like Safaree thinking that he's proving a point or like one-upping her by releasing the security footage is like, and then here she comes thinking, oh, well, I'm gonna do this. At the end of the day, think about your kids.
And that's the main point. That's the main point I wanted to get to. I feel like a lot of times when people have kids, they forget the kids. Like, y'all are so worried or so caught up in being that person, like you mentioned, to one up the other or to show that I'm not the problem, they are. This person does this, and then that's the reason why I do this. It's like y'all so busy trying to be at like a fighting match with each other that y'all don't even realize your kids are gonna have to see this one day. Like, I can't even imagine. Kids are mean. Don't send your kids to school with my kids when I have kids. My kids might be like, wasn't your mama fighting your dad at the door? Please get out my face. Like, kids are rude. Like, you gotta acknowledge how this is going to impact your children. And then them fighting like that in front of the kids, and the kids both I felt so bad seeing the kids just standing there.
Because they're probably used to it. They're probably used to it already. Which is why they're no longer together.
But it's like, you gotta acknowledge, like, when kids see things like this, and like people always, like, this goes to like the grander conversation of like why people aren't great at relationships or why people act the way that they do, or when people are like, oh, I do this because that's how I saw my dad do this to my mom, or I saw my mom acting like this with my dad. It's like you're repeating this cycle. And like, obviously I'm a firm believer, just because you see it, that doesn't mean that that's the behaviors that you have to have. But if that's all you've ever
seen, it becomes their norm. They don't know anything other than, well, it's normal for daddy to be like screaming at mom, like, because that's all they are accustomed to seeing. And the other point is just like, we, again, as a society, we just need to do better. I mean, this might be, again, this is just an opinion coming from me, how I grew up, my thinking. I think child support in itself, like, I was raised by a single mother with no child support. Okay. I know child support is a thing that is expected, whether it's from the mom, the dad, whatever. But just me, myself, and I don't ever want money for my kids that is unwanted money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's money that you're just like gonna throw it away, like, I just envision in my head a stack of money on a table and you're just like, here, take that ish. I don't want that. If you don't want to, it's not coming from your heart that you want this money to help raise your kids. I don't want that fake love, voodoo type money. And I, as a person, as a woman, I will figure out a way to raise my kids. I do not want forced money. And I get it. It's at the end of the day, he is the father. So he should be supporting his kids. But I am not going to sit here and beg you to raise your kids. If you do not want to support your children, that's on you. I know me in my heart, I'm going to support my child. Like, I get it, it's expected, but and again, it could just be because this is how I was raised and I saw my mom busting her behind. So my opinion, it is biased. But I think forcing a father to support their kids is weird to me.
And I'm a firm believer, like, I don't believe in showing somebody twice. You don't have to show me twice that you don't want anything to do. If you want to be a deadbeat father, I promise you I'm not chasing you. I promise you I'm not begging you. I promise you, you don't even need to worry about me. Do I feel bad that the children might experience this or see that my mother keeps airing out my father for all the things that he's not doing for me? Yes.
Well, I don't think I would do that.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying I wouldn't do that. But I'm saying, like, I'm thinking from her perspective, like her thinking, let me go to social media, show the world how bad he's not helping his children. Unfortunately, the children are still there. Yeah. So it's like, you have to move accordingly now. Like, I promise you're not going to hear from me twice. I'm not going to beg from you. You're not going to hear from me. You're not going to see me going on social media, putting you on blast. And like Shayla said, I can only speak for me because, like I said, you don't got to show me twice. I move accordingly. I act exactly. You show me what you want to give me, and I promise you I'm going to, boom, you don't got to worry about it no more, baby. You got it. You got it. It's like, if he is being a deadbeat, what is going on social media going to do?
Nothing.
Except have people fuel the fire or speak on your situation. Then you're going to sit there and be like, well, y'all don't even know what I'm going through.
Because at the end of the day, y'all got to show up in court. And that's what really matters. If you have all this footage, take it to court where, it's going to make a change. Because now it is going to be shown on court, but it's going to come off in a different light. Round up that footage, honey, and
right,
court and be like, oh no, look, pa. This social media is not court. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes people let social media get in their head, but social media is not real life. People act and put up front on social media. Social media is different than real life. Like Rebecca said, her new phrase, touch grass.
Okay. Touch grass, baby. Because let me tell you something. Like, I feel like also be wary of who you have children with. And like, I know people are going to be like, well, that's not how he was in the beginning, right? I feel like, in my opinion, there's always a sprinkle of that behavior shown in the beginning. But let's say for argument's sake, that person didn't show who they were. Once a person shows you who they are or how they're going to act when it comes to you, especially when you have a child involved, you need to do better and move on. You need to do better. Going at it with them on social media ain't it. Hitting their phone up and arguing with them ain't it. Sending nude pictures to his mother to say that he is a liar ain't it.
What is that going to fix? Girl. I hate people that try to. This is another thing that my mom always told me. Relationship drama is between two people. You should never include other people. Even when it's like my friends and they tell me relationship drama, I take it with a grain of salt. Because guess what? The next day, they might be together again. So it's like relationship drama should stay in between two people. And to the point that you were making before we move on, I think, like you said, I think you told me a story one time about like a TikTok you saw. You never know. People do change, right? So there's people that have been together for 10 years and it's not until that 11th year where they start acting up. So it is hard, right? But I think once they show you who they are and you realize these red flags, you need to go.
It's not like,
Right.
honestly, like, you're setting an example for your child. What example do you like, imagine your child calling you every single day talking about some, "Mom, he done sent my nudes over to you on WhatsApp. Don't look at the phone." What?